It was the night before Christmas, and at the North Pole, everything was almost ready. Snow sparkled beneath the glowing moon, while the North Pole buzzed with excitement. Warm lights shone from Santa's workshop as cheerful elves hurried in and out, carrying ribbons, bows, and boxes. Elves lined a long wooden table, wrapping presents, tying bows, stamping tags, and adding finishing touches. "Last present wrapped," one elf exclaimed excitedly. "Sleigh is almost loaded, Santa," another elf chimed in. The elves cheered, their laughter echoing in the workshop. Then, Santa walked in, dressed in his classic red suit with golden embroidery and a jolly smile on his face. "Ho ho ho, wonderful work, my dear elves. Christmas magic is strong tonight," he announced, and the elves bowed proudly at his praise. As the reindeer stomped excitedly outside, elves carried mountains of gifts and loaded them carefully onto the sleigh. Glittering lights glowed on the sides of the sleigh, illuminating the busy scene. Everything was ready, the toys wrapped, the sleigh prepared, and the reindeer eager to fly. Santa hopped into his sleigh, grasped the reins, and gave them a gentle flick. "On Dasher, on Dancer, let's bring joy to the world," he called out. The reindeer leapt into the night sky, leaving trails of magical dust sparkling behind them. From house to house, Santa went, delivering presents to girls and boys all around the world, spreading joy and cheer. Inside a cozy family home, Santa placed gifts under a beautifully decorated tree that twinkled with ornaments, lights, and a shining star. "Perfect. Merry Christmas, little ones," he whispered with a soft chuckle before quietly laughing and disappearing up the chimney. All around him, trees decorated with angels, lights, candy canes, and popcorn garlands glimmered as he tiptoed, arranging presents and smiling at each unique tree. But then, Santa reached a small cozy home at the edge of town, and something was different. He landed softly on the quiet rooftop dusted with fresh snow. As he quietly stepped out of the fireplace, he froze. In the corner stood a tall Christmas tree, but it was completely plain, no lights, no ornaments, and no star. "Oh my, a tree without a single decoration," Santa exclaimed. The narrator explained that the family had been so busy that they completely forgot to decorate it. Santa stroked his beard thoughtfully and said, "I can't leave the presents like this. Every tree deserves Christmas magic." He gave a soft whistle, and in a sparkle of golden dust, a tiny elf appeared, wearing a green coat and holding a pouch of magic sparkle dust. "You called, Santa?" the elf asked eagerly. Santa replied, "My dear friend, we have a tree that needs a bit of Christmas cheer." The elf looked around the plain, undecorated tree and gasped, "Oh dear, this tree needs sparkle. It needs shine, it needs everything." Santa chuckled softly, "Let's make it the most magical tree of all," he replied with a twinkle in his eye. The elf opened the pouch, and glowing, shimmering sparkles floated like tiny stars into the air. Together, Santa and the elf sprinkled Christmas sparkle dust onto the tree. Suddenly, the tree shook gently, and its branches began to stretch. Lights twirled around it, weaving in and out as if dancing to a joyful tune. Whoosh! Red, green, gold, and silver lights wrapped around the tree, and ornaments began to appear, snowflakes, bells, candy canes, and tiny wooden toys. The atmosphere filled with a sense of wonder as the sparkle dust spiraled upward, forming a glowing star that floated above the tree before gently landing on top. The narrator described how the tree glittered brighter than any they had seen before. The elf stood in awe, gazing at the transformed tree. "It's beautiful, Santa. The children will be amazed," he exclaimed. Santa nodded happily, saying, "Just what this home needed. Now let's place their presents." "Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas to this wonderful family," Santa said, a smile on his face as he admired their perfect tree. The elf waved goodbye and vanished in a sparkle of magic, while Santa climbed back into the fireplace, still smiling. As he took off, the sleigh lifted into the starry night sky once more. With his work done, Santa headed home to the North Pole, knowing he had left behind something truly special. On Christmas morning, sunlight glowed through the curtains, and the children rushed into the living room in their pajamas. Their eyes sparkled as they beheld the glowing star, shining ornaments, and the pile of presents waiting beneath the tree. As the parents entered the room, they smiled in surprise at the unexpected sight. "We forgot to decorate it, but it looks like someone did it for us," the parents said, glancing at the children. And so, the plain forgotten tree became the most wonderful Christmas tree of all, filled with joy, magic, and the spirit of giving. Santa, cozy by a warm fire, looked down at the world with satisfaction, enjoying a glass of milk and cookies, chuckling as he said, "Ho ho ho. Another magical Christmas." Outside, snow continued to fall gently, completing the serene scene as the story of magic and wonder came to a close. Wherever you are, may your Christmas be filled with magic, kindness, and sparkling joy. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.